Okay, let's get right to it. We're jumping straight into the command center for an urgent intelligence briefing. Everything you're about to see comes directly from the Keysguard Night Owl report, giving us a real-time, unfiltered look at the digital front line. Time is critical, so let's begin.
First, the mindset. The report's motto says it all: detect, defend, dominate. This isn't about sitting back and waiting for something to happen. No, this is about active, engineered defense. It's about taking the fight to them. And you're going to need that mindset for what's coming next.
All right, the date is October 8th, 2025, and the latest intel has just hit the wire. And I want to be crystal clear. None of this is theoretical. This is happening right now. These are the active threats that security teams all over the world are battling as we speak.
So, where do we start? We start at the perimeter. We're talking about your firewalls, your public-facing apps, the very walls of your digital castle. And right now, those walls are under a direct and coordinated assault.
First up on the threat board is a massive one for Oracle E-Business Suite, and it's a zero-day. Now, for anyone who's not in the weeds on this, zero-day is basically the nightmare scenario. It means the attackers found a vulnerability before the good guys even knew it existed. There's no patch, there's no warning. It's a flat-out race against the clock.
Let's break this down for a second. The threat is a remote takeover. An attacker can completely own the system without a password. They don't need to guess credentials, they don't need to phish anyone, they can just walk right in the front door. And look at the status. This isn't a maybe. It's being actively used for extortion right now.
So why is this a five-alarm fire? Because Oracle EBS isn't just some random application. For so many companies, this is the business. It's the core financials, it's all your employee data, it's the entire supply chain. If this goes down, it doesn't just disrupt IT, it can literally grind the entire company to a halt. This is a business-level threat, full stop.
Okay, let's move to the next perimeter threat. And honestly, this one is just as bad. Now we're talking about the gatekeepers themselves, Cisco firewalls. These are the very devices you buy to protect your network, and they are now the target.
This is incredibly serious. Attackers aren't just getting around the firewall. They are fundamentally rewriting its boot process. Think about it this way. A thief isn't just picking your lock. They're replacing your front door's lock with one only they have the key to. From that point on, you can't trust the device at all. This is so severe that CISA, the U.S. government's cybersecurity agency, has issued an emergency directive. That's about as big as red flags get.
Okay, so we've covered the direct assaults, the brute force attacks on the walls. But what about the threats that don't bother knocking? Let's move on because this is the other half of the story, attacks coming straight through your trusted digital supply chain.
Our first example is a gut punch, a breach at Red Hat Consulting. These are the experts, a major tech partner for countless organizations. Attackers got into one of their GitLab instances, which is basically a digital vault where developers store source code and project plans.
And the scale here is just staggering. A group calling itself Crimson Collective is claiming they stole 570 gigabytes of data. Now, who knows if that number is real, but here's what is. Red Hat has confirmed the unauthorized access. The implication is chilling. If you've ever worked with this partner, your data could be in the wind.
So what kind of data are we talking about? Well, it's the crown jewels of a partnership: shared credentials, access keys, sensitive project plans, even diagrams of your internal systems. Essentially, any secret you shared in confidence with a trusted partner could now be an attacker's roadmap right into your network.
And it doesn't stop there. Next up, GoAnywhere MFT. Now, the irony here is just painful. This is a tool designed specifically for securely transferring files between companies. It's literally built on the idea of trust, which makes it a perfect target.
The flaw lets attackers run their own code remotely. And again, this is not a drill. The intel directly links this exploit to the Medusa ransomware gang. Think about that chain of events. A vulnerability in your simple file transfer tool leads directly to your entire network being encrypted and held for ransom. That's the supply chain risk in a nutshell.
All right, we've laid out the threats. It's a pretty grim picture, I know. But intelligence is only useful if it drives action. So this next part is all about the defense. What are the critical, immediate steps that need to happen in the next 48 to 72 hours?
For the Cisco firewalls, the playbook is methodical. First, you have to find every single affected device. Second, you hunt for any sign of compromise. Third, you upgrade the software. And finally, and this is the tough one, if there is any doubt about a device's integrity, you have to replace it.
You just can't trust a compromised gatekeeper. Period.
For that Oracle zero-day, it's a three-pronged counterattack. 1. Patch. Immediately. Use the emergency update Oracle sent out. 2. Lock it down. Restrict all public access and shrink that attack surface. And 3. You have to assume you've already been breached. Start hunting for signs that an attacker's already inside your network.
And for the supply chain, the response is all about damage control. First, rotate every single credential or key you ever shared with the breached partner. It's all compromised now. Second, upgrade that vulnerable file transfer software. And third, you're seeing a pattern here, the hunt begins. You're looking for any malicious tools the attackers might have left behind.
Okay, we've been deep in the technical weeds, but none of this happens in a vacuum. These incidents have massive strategic implications. So for this last section, we need to translate this technical risk into business strategy. We need to answer the question every executive is asking. So what? Why does this matter to me?
This slide right here is everything. It's the bridge between the server room and the boardroom. The IT team sees pre-auth RCE and their eyes get wide. But the CEO needs to hear, our core financial and HR data is at immediate risk of being stolen. Getting this translation right is absolutely vital for making smart strategic decisions.
So when you boil it all down, what does leadership really need to take away from all this chaos? It really comes down to 3 critical points.
First, the blast radius for an attack on your main business systems is way bigger than you think. It hits finance, HR, supply chain, the whole company. Second, you cannot have blind faith in your defenses. Your firewalls can be turned against you, and you'd better have a plan for what to do when that happens. And third, your security is only as good as your partner's security. How you manage that third-party risk is no longer a footnote, it's a headline.
You know, the threats we just covered, Oracle, Cisco, Red Hat, that was just one 24-hour cycle, one day on the digital front line. This fight is absolutely constant. The watch truly never ends.
So I'll leave you with this question. We've just analyzed the battle on a single day, October 8th. But in a war that has no finish line, what does winning even look like? Is it having a perfect, impenetrable defense? Or is it something else? Is it about resilience, the ability to take a punch, get back up, and adapt day after day after day? That's the briefing. Stay vigilant.